How are we going to apply what we've learned here into the next step? And actually, Shalom Bear is joining us with a story about some music education majors that kind of are applying themselves and what they're learning in school.
Yeah, for sure. It's always good to try to get a little experience, in your major, even if you haven't graduated yet, because that's a good thing to be able to, have for yourself and to put on a resume for sure. So 2 weeks ago, I visited Old Main to talk to future music educators. Here at Anne Nicole Nelson Hall in Old Main, music education students who are members of NAFME hosted a mini musician camp for kids grades 2 to 5.
You whacked some booms today. What did you learn, Matthew?
The camp included musical lessons and activities throughout the day that were taught and organized by Minot State students. Jacoby Wallace, president of the campus NAFME chapter, founded the event last year and organized the event this year.
Put your hands on your ears.
Put your hand in your ears if you can hear me.
So for me, the planning process was the biggest deal. We wanted to make sure that the kids always felt comfortable, that there was kind of a sense of structure to it. So as far as planning, I wanted to make sure that the college students that was teaching the campus was actually kind of structured as well. So we invited teachers from Longfellow Elementary, some retired teachers as well, to kind of help teach the college kids how to teach. So we did that. We decided on what the theme was, and from there kind of helped decide what songs that we wanted to go with.
The theme that NAFME chose this year was Ocean.
So a lot of the songs that we sang today were pirate shanties, things about fishes in the sea and things like that. And as far as what the kids got to do with instruments, we split them up into 3 groups, and there was a percussion group, a boomwhacker group, and a ukulele group. And then all together, right away in the morning, we all taught them the group song. And then at the performance today, we had all of them together and they all did the same thing, and it was a big old musical time.
Parents attended the performance at the conclusion of the camp. Many musicians took home passports with stamps of their musical accomplishments. Minot State music education majors took home hands-on experience after getting the chance to actively teach young students.
Once you actually start teaching, it's so good, and you gain a lot of self-confidence, and you learn a lot about yourself and about your students throughout the process, and it's just good to improve the way you teach, and it's a really great opportunity to expand.
NAFME is a national association that promotes music education. It has chapters throughout the country. The club plans to continue this event for years to come. This was definitely a really cool event to see, just to kind of be there and see people, like in their element and really doing what they're here for. So it was definitely a really good time.
MSU is renowned for its education programs, and at that event, it just seems like music education majors, especially, they just are really, like you said, in their element and just, really diving into what they want to do in their future career interests.
And of course, speaking about being in her element, we have Hannah Davis here with weather.
You guys, we have some beautiful spring weather here today. It's, beautiful, I guess it could be subjective because the wind right now is absolutely insane. But I mean, it's spring. What else are you going to get in spring but windy weather? In fact, across the entire state, the weather is so windy. The wind is around 20 miles per hour across the entire state, and that's not the gusting wind speeds. That is the current, the continuous wind speeds, I should say, at 20 miles per hour. And it's like that across the entire state, but other than the wind, it's not that bad. We have some cloud cover in the north, but that's about it. But then our women's golf team is playing this weekend. They will be playing their championship game in Morton, Minnesota. And on Friday, it is supposed to be absolutely wonderful. It's supposed to be 60 degrees, but it is supposed to be windy just like it is here in North Dakota today. It's supposed to be wind around 15 miles per hour. In fact, it's supposed to be like that the entire weekend. But the big thing I want to point out is on Saturday. On Saturday, you guys, it's going to be some bad weather for them. They're going to have rain. They might have a chance of snow. It'll just depend on how cold it gets that Saturday. But that's really unfortunate for them. So hopefully the game doesn't get canceled. But if it does get canceled, or I guess it's not called a game in golf. would it be? I don't know, I'll have to look later. But on Sunday, the weather is supposed to pick back up. It's supposed to be sunny again, but it will still be windy. So good luck to our women's golf team as they play this weekend. Now here is our 7-day forecast here for Minot, North Dakota. And on Friday, it is supposed to be 60 degrees, so a little bit warmer than today. And the wind is supposed to be around 15 miles per hour across the entire week. But on Sunday, oh man, Saturday. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. On Sunday, it is supposed to be rainy, again, with a chance of snow. It'll just kind of depend on how warm it is that day. And it's supposed to be wind around 20 miles per hour again. So very, very spring-like weather here. And then we'll have a cool down with a little bit more chances of rain at this time next week. So David, if you're planning on heading out next week, you're gonna wanna bring an umbrella.
Thank you, Hannah. I appreciate that. And, you know, we have mentioned spring semester is here, and, you know, there are more than 50 student clubs and organizations here on campus, and sometimes it's difficult to choose one that's just right for you. With me is Jason Sherbum, representing one of those many organizations. Welcome, Jason.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Now tell us the organization you are representing here on campus.
So I'm one of the campus ministry directors for CRU, or Campus Crusade for Christ.
Okay. Now tell us a little bit about that organization.
Yeah, so we've been a club on the Minot State campus since 2004. We're part of an international organization that's been around since the 1950s. We try to reach out to students no matter where they are in their faith, whether they're kind of new and just trying to figure out what does it mean to be a Christian, to somebody who's a very strong Christ follower, or somebody who's like, hey, I don't know what I believe. We want to be a caring community for them on the campus.
Well, and obviously a lot of students that come here as freshmen, they're disconnected from their family, friends, maybe their hometown church, and this sounds like a good way to bridge that gap, to bring that feeling of belonging back to them.
Yeah, very much so. You know, another thing that we highly focus on is student leadership and their development. So even like our Bible studies, we like to have student-led Bible studies to where we say, hey, you're a freshman, you've never led one of these things before, why don't you give it a shot? Mm-hmm. You know, you're in college. This is a great chance to learn and to figure those things out. Well,
so many times I think when students head off to college, there's always that, well, they're going off to college, so it's a party mentality, but at the same time, there's needing and wanting to be that sense of belonging and to kind of find your footing on where you want to be, and it sounds like that CRU is an organization that can really help these individuals out.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, and it's one of the things that I love about being a part of a bigger network. So we're not just here at Minot State, we're across North Dakota and actually across the country and the world. So we have lots of different opportunities like our spring break service trips. We just had some students go down to Panama City Beach, Florida and help with it was a Category 5 hurricane that just leveled some cities. And they spent a week running chainsaws, cleaning up people's houses, and just being there to serve and to care for them.
And it's probably amazing to be able to do those type of volunteer opportunities. Now, speaking of that, there is a spring break opportunity coming up very soon, I guess, for the students as well.
Yeah, so actually it's our summer opportunity.
Summer opportunity, that's right.
Yeah, so CRU has, we have 150 different locations students can go in the summers. So everywhere from spending a week at a place like a leadership development camp in Wisconsin to an entire summer like where I'm going at North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So especially after the winter we've had, I'm looking forward to being down on the beach, connecting with the local church, helping students grow and develop in their faith down there.
And I was going to say, what are some of your responsibilities going to be down there?
Yeah, and a lot of it. So we have, this summer we have about 55 students coming from, even here at Minot State and then across the country that'll be there. And so students get jobs during the day, and then the evenings, that's when we do some different outreaches, some different connections in the community. There's a church that we're partnered with, and a whole bunch of other ways that we help serve in the North Myrtle Beach area.
And I think what's really important for our listeners and viewers to see is the fact that, like you said, it is non-denominational. Something that just maybe when they first get on campus, I don't know what this is all about, but it sounds like it's a program that's been on campus that's been serving not only the campus but the community as well too.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, we really love being a part of the community. And so having our students, last week they went to one of the nursing homes and they called it Mannies for Grannies. So they did manicures with some of the older ladies who were in the nursing home there. And just a way to be a blessing to the community and help the students learn how to serve and to live out their faith in some of those tangible ways.
Jason, if they want to find out more information about CRU here on campus, how can they do that?
The easiest way is through our Facebook group, just at Minot State CRU, and that's CRU. or through Twitter. You can Google us. We have a website as well.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the program, and we look forward to hearing about more of some of the great works that your organization does here on campus.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you.
Very much. All right, stay tuned. Coming up after the break, Taylor Rosari with sports here on Inside Out.
Thank you to all of our underwriters.
All-American Trophies for all your screen printing and embroidery needs.
ArtMade, offering custom frames, art supplies, and jewelry.
Buffalo Wings and Rings, a sports restaurant experience located in South Minot.
Badlands Bar and Grill, located on 31st Avenue in Minot. Fiance, with all your prom and bridal needs, located in downtown Minot.
KCJB 910 AM, Minot's news and information station.
Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
KIZZ FM Z94, playing today's hit music.
Fix 99.9, Minot's music mix.
Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream, serving the Midwest since 1972.
KRRZ, 1390 AM, Minot's classic hits.
KZPR 105.3 FM, Minot's rock station.
Jacobson Music, bringing music to the Northern Plains since 1980.
Qdoba, easy, on time, full of flavor.
MSU Beavers Hockey, online info at msubeavers.com.
Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest.
MSU Theater Department, year-round entertainment.
The Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper.
MSU Bookstore, for all your campus needs.
Spicy Pie, pizza, grinders, beer.
Magic City Hoagies, locally owned sandwich shop located in Southwest Minot.
Taco John's, offering fresh tacos, burritos, nachos, and breakfast. Thrive-In Financial, connecting faith and finances.
PMQ Entertainment, performing at weddings, proms, and dances.
The Pursuit, creating a place in Minot where everyone is welcome.
Mouse River Players, community theater since 1971.
H-Bar-B Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Bearscat Donuts, located on Broadway across from Minot State Campus.
And we're back. And David, just as you mentioned earlier, it seems like the semester's coming to an end. It's almost like it's run away from us at a certain point. It's gone so fast.
It really has.
And speaking of fast, Taylor Zara is joining us with some news about the track and field team.
Well, thank you for that toss, Josh, because actually the throwing squad of the track team is the one that set some records yesterday. Minot State Track and Field has carried the momentum from their record-breaking indoor track season. Two Beavers wrote their names into the Division II era record books. Taylor Laumeyer and Logan Kruger each had solid performances at the Cobber Twilight in Moorhead, Minnesota on Tuesday. Laumeyer tossed the discus 40.47 meters to set a Division II school record. It was Laumeyer's second straight weekend of setting a school record, and Kruger broke a record he had already set in shot put this year. The throw that replaced his previous record was 13.27 meters. The Beavers will be back in action Saturday in Moorhead once again for the MSU Moorhead Ron Mazan's Classic. Minot State softball scored a total of 22 runs in their home finale doubleheader yesterday. Game 1 was all in favor of the Beavers as they beat the Minnesota Crookston Golden Eagles 9-1 in 6 innings. Leading the Beavers at the plate was freshman Maggie Mercer, who went 3 for 4, and she also scored 4 of Minot State's runs. Carly Coughlin also chipped in, going 3 for 4 at the plate with 2 runs scored and 3 RBIs. Laura Mendez grabbed her 10th win in the circle, and Game 2 was down to the wire as MSU squeezed past the Golden Eagles 13-12. Freshman Alina Gonzalez came in clutch with a single to center to drive in the winning run from Maggie Mercer. The 2 wins concluded another conference sweep for the Beavers as Minot State looks to cap off their regular season on the road with games against Upper Iowa and Winona State. The Warriors are undefeated in conference play. Game times can be found on msubeavers.com. Minot State baseball met their match yesterday against the nationally ranked St. Cloud State Huskies. Game 1 was a 2-1 loss for the Beavers, with their offense being led by senior Andrew Black. Black was 1 for 2 at the plate with a late inning solo home run. The Bats did not pick up for the Beavers in Game 2 as they fell to the Huskies 5-0. Sal Rodriguez was 2 for 4 at the plate, but the Minot State offense could not plate a run. The Beavers look to get back in the win column this weekend as they host Minnesota Duluth in a 4-game series. Saturday will be senior day for the Beavers, and game times can be found on msubeavers.com. So I know you've been out at the baseball diamond once again taking a lot of pictures, and it has to be kind of reminiscent now getting to see the seniors have their senior day finally this weekend.
Yeah, it's been such a long stretch of home games. Like they've been killing it. They've just been really performing to their best, and it's almost crazy to think that's coming to an end. Like that's one thing that really hasn't run away from us is their season. So.
And speaking of seasons, we've mentioned spring semesters winding down many times on this program, and the MSU basketball team is looking to improve this off-season. Here's Kyler Sharp to fill us in on all the details.
As a student athlete, it's never too early to start off-season training. Joining me now is MSU basketball's very own Cody Dwyer. Thanks for being here, Cody.
No problem, man.
All right, Cody, so your season ended in February. What have you guys done this offseason to prepare for next season?
So first off, like right as soon as the season got over, we all took like a nice mental break. Our season's really long. We start workouts in August and we go all the way to the end of February. So getting like a couple of cool weeks to just let your body rest. A nice mental break is good, but then right when we get back to school after spring break, it's right back into workouts. We're doing stuff with our coaches, working on our skills, our defensive schemes for next year, new offense we want to run, stuff like that.
What has new strength and conditioning coach Caleb Heilman done for this program?
He's actually done a lot. When you talk to a lot of the guys on our team, Brunk was our previous strength coach, was really good at putting muscle on, but a lot of the guys kind of got a little tight, especially for basketball guys. It's not really well, but with Caleb now, he's worked a lot more on our flexibility. I know one for me, my hips are super tight, so all my workouts include something about getting my hips activated and getting loose over up there. So it's really helping me recover faster. I don't get sore as much, and I feel quicker and stronger at the same time.
All right, transition forward to the recruiting process. How many guys do you guys have staying and leaving, I guess, from the team?
Off the top, I would say I think we have 6 right now. Unfortunately, we had a couple guys leaving the program. Of course, we wish them the best, but we're more concerned about what we have here, making Minot State better. So wishing them the best of luck wherever they go, but we're just worried about what we have right now. And then the guys that we're bringing in, we have 3 or 4 high school guys and a couple of JUCOs maybe. So we're hoping that those guys come in and really impact our program right away.
You speak of junior college guys. How big of a transition is it for them to come in and make the next level at a Division II?
Usually it's more about becoming better team players. I know in JUCO it's tough because everyone wants to show their skill set and show why they're worthy of going to the next level. So they've done that by getting to the Division II level. They've already proven that, but after that is just getting better at working in a system with all the guys that are already there. All the JUCO guys I've experienced all have skill, and it's just a matter of time whether or not they can go into a system like we have, and everyone that's came through has done that for us really well.
All right, you speak of the system. The system you guys play is very unique. You guys play a fast-paced game. Are you guys bringing in new recruits to play a big man's game, or are you guys still bringing in recruits to play a little bit of a speed, smaller 5?
We have more with the recruits we have right now. Right now we don't. We may have one more big coming in for a forward spot, but other than that, it's mostly guards. So me, Trevor Rothstein, Sam Orich, who's coming off an ACL, those are our only real big men right now.
All right, thanks, Cody. Is there anything else you would like to add?
New Schoolboy Q tonight. If you like rap, listen to that. If not, Taylor Swift has a debut single, I think, coming out right now. So.
All right, you guys heard it from Cody. A couple new albums coming out tonight. Back to Josh and David.
Thanks, Kyler. And it sounds like the basketball team are going to be fierce competitors going to next season. But if you at home play video games and you're looking for some competition, we have a video game tournament coming up. And after this break, I'll talk to Lane Sarston with more details.
Thank you to all of our underwriters.
And we're back, and a familiar face on the program, Lane Sarston, KMSU manager, has joined me to talk about the video game tournament coming up this weekend on Sunday, April 28th at Swain Hall. Lane, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It feels weird being the one being interviewed. I'm used to doing the interviewing, but it's fun to be here.
So this video game tournament, a fierce competition, a good break from studying for finals and everything.
Yeah.
You want to tell us more about it? There's going to be free food for students.
Absolutely, correct? Yeah. So initially we were trying to do it on Saturday, but I had some scheduling conflicts, and so I'm the one that has to run the whole thing. So then we decided to move it to Sunday. It's going to be Smash Ultimate. It's the new Super Smash Bros. That came out. It'll be a lot of fun. We've put a couple rules in place so everyone will be able to play, and it shouldn't be too big of a difference. But you mentioned the food. We worked out a deal with Sodexo and M-Life. M-Life is actually hooking us up a lot for this. And so before I go too much into that, thank you so much. But yeah, we got some food from Sodexo. It's mostly snack food, so brownies. We're gonna have some popcorn, I think trail mix, and I think cookies as well. So a lot of easy to eat stuff that shouldn't sit too heavy and hopefully won't get the controllers all gross.
Right, and so you said that there's kind of rules in place. Did you want to go in more detail about the format of the tournament? Is it bracket style?
Yeah, it's going to be a bracket style. We haven't decided yet if we're going to do a loser side of the bracket yet. That depends on how many people we have turn out. If there's not a lot of people, then yeah, we want to do a loser side of the bracket so that way people can get as many games as possible. But if we end up with 25, 30 plus, we may not be able to just for time reasons because we have to get it all done in one day. But it's going to be a best of three stock, which means you have 3 lives, 7-minute timer per round until you get to the finals and the semifinals, at which point it is going to be a best of 5, and then you have 10 minutes per round.
Okay. And then what are the players competing for? What prizes?
I'm super excited about that. Yeah. Actually, you can win your own Switch. First place wins a Switch, and they also get a copy of Smash. We actually had to sit here and unlock it. Quite a few of the people around the broadcasting department played a lot of it to unlock all the characters for it. But yeah, you'll be winning that copy. Second place, we're pretty excited for this. Normally this is a first place prize, but one of those big stuffed beavers. A lot of people get excited about those on campus. And then third place will just be some more MSU swag. I think it's a hoodie. Yeah, I think it's a hoodie.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a fierce competition. If the broadcast department students have been the ones unlocking those characters, then they might be some fierce competition for those prizes, but I think everyone's going to be really looking forward to it. I appreciate you coming on the show to talk about it. And so that's one break from finals coming up to play video games and kind of get your mind off of finals and take a break. But another thing coming up, which Sloan Bear is joining us for, is Powwow Weekend, and you have more details on that.
Yes, I do. It's definitely going to be a really interesting time and an opportunity for people to learn about something that not everyone might have experience with. So drums, people, and food will be taking over the MSU Dome this weekend. Hannah Davis brings us a preview of this year's Spring Honor Dance and Powwow celebration.
When I hear a drum at a powwow, it reminds me of a heartbeat, especially a baby's heartbeat inside of a mom.
People gather from across the country each year for this annual powwow to celebrate Native American culture and the soon-to-be graduates of Minot State.
It feels like, again, like high energy. It's just like one of those things where like you only get to experience at a powwow.
The dancers wear special regalia that represents them, whether by their spirit colors or by a design handed down by their families. But at this powwow, there are times where anyone can take part.
When the announcer says intertribal, everyone dance, you don't need an outfit, you can get out and dance.
On average, 20 Native Americans graduate from MSU each year. Money raised from the food booth at the powwow goes to helping those students as they attend classes.
Definitely come. It's something that you only get to experience while going to university here. It's your closest experience to a powwow. It's something that I welcome everyone to come to.
A celebration for all. I'm Hannah Davis for MSU Inside Out.
The celebrations begin with vendors Friday morning and continue with grand entries and contests through Saturday evening. The event is free with a current MSU ID. Will definitely be interesting to hopefully make it out to a few things in the next couple of weeks. It's definitely going to be a little crowded for a lot of people, but
It'd be interesting to go and experience that culture on Friday or Saturday, and then go play some video games on Sunday, and just kind of reset before next week kind of sets in, because after next week, you know, it's game on.
That's right, and before graduation and everything just kind of goes fast forward in this blur, and then next thing you know, everything is pretty much done for the year. And speaking of that, next week will be our final show of the season. It'll be a 1 hour long show highlighting all of the hard work that our broadcasting department does here. Like we said, student managed, operated, all that good stuff. And also, speaking of our student, our very own Jaron Homison is premiering his movie Hellbent Saturday night, 6 p.m. during MagicCom at the Minot Municipal Auditorium. So get out there and see all the hard work that Jaron did.
Yeah, looking forward to the next show.
All right, and we'll see y'all next week with the final episode of Inside Out.